February is a time of year where we in this nation take time to honor the contributions, the struggles, and the progress of African Americans. It's no secret that African Americans in this nation have endured many plights that were not common to many, if not most, other ethnic groups in America. The reach and impact of American racism cannot be understated. The housing industry in America is certainly one microcosm to show our history as a nation and as a people. President Franklin Roosevelt signed the Servicemen's Readjustment Act into law on June 22, 1944. This bill almost single-handedly built the American middle class by addressing core social needs like housing, education, and healthcare. It did so through government-backed, low-interest, fixed-rate mortgages requiring little to no money. As these service people came home and started families, the need for housing finally saw a resurgence from the pre-war Great Depression era. So home ownership was seen as a bit of a healing from the war. So much so, in fact, that President Roosevelt was quoted as saying, "A nation of homeowners, of people who won a real share in their land, is unconquerable." Now, unfortunately, from the very beginning, Black veterans had real trouble in getting access to the GI Bill's benefits. Through the process of redlining, which is where literal red lines were drawn on maps to exclude areas of town which permitted Black Americans from purchasing or building homes, Black veterans were given the promise of assistance from their government thanks to their service, but it lacked the effect of the same. Me personally, my grandfather was a proud American who served his country in World War II. I remember him telling me of him being sick as a dog in the crashing waves heading to Normandy. He also shared with me how white officers and soldiers and even German POWs were given preferential treatment to Black officers and soldiers. He came home from the war and he worked hard. He worked a modest job at a steel mill, and doing his best, he was able to provide for my father and his 9 siblings. Now, my pawpaw was able to use the GI Bill, but was greatly redlined into using it to build the 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house in Midtown Gary, Indiana, where all 10 of his children were raised. His service paved the way for me to be able to share this message from my home here in Ohio, and has sparked in me the desire to make home ownership a reality for as many people as is possible.